Alright, today we're going to be playing some Kid Icarus. Simply for the fact that in my mind, this was kind of a Valentine's Day, as much of a stretch as it is, a Valentine's Day game. Honestly, because he looks like Cupid, and because there's hearts. Now I know what you think. I could have played Kingdom Hearts, and I could have got away with the whole all there's hearts involved sort of thing. But you know what? That was so much more of a stretch, because Kingdom Hearts has nothing to do with Valentine's Day in the slightest. This one's at least kinda close. Kinda, not really. It's still a stretch. For those of you who don't know anything about Kid Icarus, you play as Pit. And that's about as much as I know myself. I'm not any expert on Kid Icarus. I didn't know much about the series, honestly, until I saw it in Smash Brothers. I didn't grow up with an NES, and there was only one Kid Icarus game up until the 3DS. So for those of us who missed this generation of games, Kid Icarus was not one that kind of hung around. Like there was me dying in every game and on every system. Like there's a Mario, there's a Zelda on every system, but there was not Kid Icarus on every system. So it was special to the NES, I guess you could say. It is a special game because it does have a little bit of a legacy. Not quite the same as Legend of Zelda. It kind of gives the feeling, to me at least with the music. Empty Dungeon, I don't know why I went in there. I don't know why that's even there. There's probably a reason that's there, and there's probably something I can do to activate something. But I don't know what it is. Okay, so anyway, back to my story. Valentine's Day is not a day that, you think, oh, there's got to be some games. I guess maybe like a dating simulator. But I'm not playing a dating simulator. Now, I did try to play some stuff for, I thought about for Thanksgiving. Couldn't come up with anything. I figured out a song for Thanksgiving. It was Iron Maiden, Run to the Hills. And I died again. I need to focus more on the screen instead of my story. Iron Maiden's Run to the Hills, if you listen to it, it's about how the settlers came over and chased the natives out. And that's what Thanksgiving is about, is, the natives and the pilgrims and whatnot. And, giving thanks to everything and blah, blah, blah. And I went in the room again. So there was no games. I couldn't think of a game unless you start getting into, like, Duck Hunt. Something stupid. Or a cooking game. I really don't know. So I went to Christmas, and I was like, okay, what do I have for Christmas? I really don't have any Christmas games. I don't even have, like, Elf Bowling. And honestly, Elf Bowling is one of those things I could have found. If I really searched for it, I could have found it online. Could have figured out how to make it work. But I didn't bother. I really didn't have my whole computing setup for recording games ready at that time anyway. Since then, now I do. But anyway, so, New Year's went by. There's nothing for New Year's. And it was my birthday, which doesn't count for everybody, so it doesn't count to make a video about it. And I don't know of any birthday video games either. Quick side story. This guy is Death. You can't kill him. You can shoot him all you want. But all he does is spawn in some more enemies. I should have went the other way, and I died again. So I'm gonna go the other way this time. So back to my my rant. I got to Valentine's Day, and I'm just thinking, this is kind of themed correctly. And the more I thought about it, the less it made sense. But by the time that it completely didn't make sense, I had it set up, and I played it. So this game is made by Nintendo. It was one of their other many IPs back in the day that they tried coming up with. Something I wish they would do now, come up with a bunch of IPs. Splatoon was a good idea. I never played it, but it was nice to come up with something else that kind of caught on. And they can keep doing that if they wanted to. I feel like they could be like Disney if they really tried, but they don't. So that's their own problem. That's a story for another day. Oops. If you hold up, you can't jump. So you gotta jump and then push the buttons for movement. So what I'm gonna do is do it the right way this time. If you go this way, you can skip a lot of that nonsense. And this game is kind of difficult. Let's see if there's anything in here worth getting. No, just a bunch of enemies that'll kill me in a couple seconds. I have made it to the second stage. Didn't really play it much past the second stage. That little thing up there was actually health. So yeah, I mean, this game is difficult only, honestly, in the sense of the fact that the higher you go, the ground becomes a pit. No pun intended there. And if it wasn't for that, if it would scroll back down, this game wouldn't be too difficult. But the fact that you can't go back down makes it, you know, all these ledges just more nerve-wracking. Like, even the death characters, they're not that difficult to get past. You know, even these things that they throw at you, it's not that big of a deal. As you can see, I'll just keep going on. Forget all that. Random fire monsters. Aw, come on, are you serious? That was the exit. One more time, we're gonna see level 2. It's gonna happen. Thought about trying to do actual playthroughs of games, but the more I thought about it, I was just thinking, it's like, nobody's gonna want to watch me play this. Or any game as, you know, badly and take 10 hours to do one level. And, I mean, I could pick easier games. There's a game called Stick It to the Man on the PS4, which is much easier. And it's got a big story to it and whatnot, and it's not too long. Maybe one day I'll do that. I kind of wanted to do that with a capture card instead, just because filming the screen only can happen for so long before batteries die, storage runs out. You know, capture cards you can just keep piling up. I mean, not forever, but you get what I mean. So for some reason there was no death there this time. Alright, I'm gonna try to concentrate a little bit right here, so I don't do something like that. Alright. Well, I'm gonna see if I can get to level 2 off camera, and if I can, I'll bring it back. Alright, of course I made it. I kind of had to quickly set it back up, because, I mean, I did it in one run. I think what it is I get too focused on the commentary, and I can't focus on games like this with a lot of enemies on screen, and a lot of things you can fall into. And that's life. Should I go get it? Maybe. Nah. But anyway, as I was talking about, when I focus more on what's on screen and less about what I have to tell you on the camera, you know, I can blast right through these levels, at least the first level. I've never actually played past the first level, or the second level, when I played this, when I brought it home. Now, if you were watching my videos, I've only had this for a short period of time, so I mean, if I've had it for a long period of time, it would be different to say, oh yeah, over the years I've made it past all these levels and all that kind of stuff, but I haven't had it very long, so that doesn't really count. I think this is the second time I've actually picked it up. And that's another thing about making these videos. It's not always just about just doing it for the fact that I'm making videos. I'm playing games that I feel like I normally probably would have said, you know, yeah, I want to play it, but not right now kind of thing. But doing the videos gives me an excuse to play all these games that I have. and I fell in a hole because I'm thinking about the stuff I'm telling you. And just like the screen said, I'm finished. You got to see the second level. If I ever feel like I'm any good at this, I might come back and play even more. Thank you for winging it with me once again. If you enjoyed my video, go ahead and subscribe and check out some of my other videos.